All right, guys, and what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I'm here live to give you my live review of NXT UK from this week's episode, the July 10th, 2019 edition of NXT UK that took place once again at a place I cannot pronounce, the Download Festival at Donington Park in northwest Leicestershire, England, if that's how you pronounce it. As of course, we are about a month and a half, maybe a little bit more technically, more technical terms, but a month and a half away from NXT UK, and I'm attempting a very bad British accent, I shall say, but oh well. Anyways, guys, but we're going to be here to review NXT UK this week, as again, we're about a month and a half away from the next UK TakeOver pay-per-view, which is NXT TakeOver Cardiff. I'd say sometime next week I'll be making my SummerSlam card predictions and my card predictions as well for this UK TakeOver as well. So be on the watch out for those two videos. And overall, not a bad episode of NXT UK. We had, of course, some good, interesting backstage segments. Again, there's some interesting stories, interesting quality storylines going on right now in NXT UK, I gotta say for sure. We had a very good promo cut for sure by Trent 7 that I enjoyed. Just another match to put Ila Dragonoff, and I'll pronounce the first name too. Again, I'll get these names right someday. As well, put him over. We saw the UK Women's Champion action and a pretty good main event, I gotta say, between 6 men about beards. Because they're big men, they have beards, get it. The Gallus versus I get tongue twisted here. Gallus versus the Hunt of Primate and Wild Boar and Bomber Dave Massive. We're getting into that. So not a bad episode again in the UK this week. We'll do this, and then of course next will be NXT live review, and then around 10 o'clock or so, just give me some time to prepare. I will do my Extreme Rules live preview predictions. I do apologize, didn't come a little earlier. Just just had other things come up today that I had to take care of. Other things distracted me because I'm having a pretty good day today. So yeah, let's get rolling. So anyways, let's get started here. We open up with the match with Elijah Dragonoff or Ilya Dragunov taking on Ashton Smith. It's been a while, Phil, since we've seen Ashton Smith. I think the last time we saw him, he had a match with Cassius Ohno, I think. As I keep saying, I'm definitely very interested in Ashton Smith for sure. But he was here, of course, to put over Ilya Dragunov as well. Some pretty good offense again. Dragunov, I feel, is a contender, I feel, to eventually maybe be the one to dethrone Walter down the line. I gotta say him. I see Walter having another match with Pete Dunne for a third match between them at TakeOver Cardiff. Maybe a match with Bomber Dave Mastiff eventually or something. I'm feeling Ilya Dragunov may be the one to possibly dethrone him, because he seems like he's the next big megastar caliber wrestler in the UK being built up. But again, Ashton Smith, again, I also do enjoy him as well. But good match back forth between them, and which brought a little more of an aggressive side with Ashton Smith, as of course there's no friendly competition here. But Dragunov would win eventually, hitting the Torpedo Moscow to get the victory. Afterwards, we see a video package of what's been going on with Xia Brooks' side ever since Jazzy Gabbert came along and has teamed up with Ginny. So they're talking about the matches they've had in the matches with Jazzy Gabbert, her performance in the Women's Battle Royal, which is a very great, simple but very great battle royal, and it really put over Xia Brooks' side there, which once again is how you build a purebred babyface. And of course, recently again with just Ginny and Jazzy Gabbert playing the mind games. Then Brookside's interview talked about the history, saying that obviously she feels that the fashionista likes to hide behind people now, and next week she's going to get a fair one-on-one match against Ginny to show once and for all that the fashionista is a coward. And simple storytelling, a dominating heel and Ginny, with her sidekick Jazzy Gabbert, and now we gotta have a one-on-one match where Xia Brooks' side wants to basically, expose Ginny. And I think it'll work out great. and I think it's going to be a good match next week. So I look forward to that for sure. We also see a skit with Nina Samuels interviewing she interviewed fans at the Download Festival. One, of course, said that Nina Samuels was her favorite superstar. Just not bad. Just, Nina Samuels having, something different, unique for her again. Again, when UK first came around, Nina Samuels was just someone who's going to be built up as just someone who just eat pins. But, she got some victory. Still, I don't know if she's one of the, the highest caliber superstars on NXT UK. But she's definitely, someone that has, worked her way up the ladder and has found, her uniqueness as well. So I enjoyed that little skit as well. We also have this match, which actually ended up being a little more exciting than I thought. It was a non-title match. It was the UK Women's Champion, Toni Storm, taking on Candy Floss. And again, I don't know Candy Floss, because there's a couple people like, Candy Floss or Casey Owens and a few other names here and there that, or one we haven't seen for a while, speaking of young people, because we were talking about Zaya Brookside before, Millie McKenzie. She was really over when NXT UK first came around. We haven't really seen her. I don't think we've seen her since the UK Women's UK Championship tournament. Maybe, I'm not sure. I don't know where she is, but Candy Floss, though, I'm not sure if she's ever going to be anything more than someone who eats pins, but I liked how they had the performance in this match. So first off, this was Toni Storm's first piece of action. I gotta say, since her championship match against Nina Samuels, and the first, of course, non-title match she's had in quite some time, I shall say. But just to get Toni in that action, I like how Toni's being shown the sportsmanship, being a champion who obviously is, looking to bring out the best their opponents. And of course, Candy Floss is try playing a little bit of mind games as well with Toni Storm. Before Toni Storm was, okay, I've, given you your time. Now it's time for me to basically get serious. And I liked it. Again, it wasn't just a typical, squash match, but it was kind of like, Toni Storm in some ways showed that there's a little more of the Candy Floss than we think, which I liked seeing for sure. Kind of got Candy Floss some momentum, but eventually Toni would finish her off, hitting the Storm Zero to get the victory. After the match, though, Candy Floss was walking onto the stage. Kaylee Ray came out and attacked Candy Floss. Storm came to Candy Floss's aid, and then Kaylee Ray fled the scene. Of course, we all know Kaylee Ray is the #1 contender now for the Women's Championship. I'm guessing they're going to be building towards the match. Maybe they're going to be saving this for Takeover Cardiff. That's what I'm going to be assuming right now, which is what I'll probably go with in my card predictions. But that's what I'm going to assume for that. So we'll probably see it there. So yeah, just some mind games again with Kaylee Ray obviously doing so. Tyler thinks that AJ was the worst move. AJ going to Raw was the worst move for AJ. I don't really think it was, in my opinion. It wasn't the worst, but they're just taking him to a different direction. And AJ should have got the Kofi rule at WrestleMania 35. Not sure what you mean by the Kofi rule, but it's fine. Anyway, so we also get another Ligero video package as well. Again, talk about how, of course, what's interesting about this promo again that interested me is that Ligero mentioned again how he by him hiding under his mask and whatnot, and showing not showing a certain side of him yet or something like that. It kind of made me wonder if Ligero is eventually going to unmask, because he was also talking about how he's been on a little bit of a losing streak lately, but he'll find his way to get back on top basically. And again, that promo he did again about him having issues with that one eye and whatnot, definitely kind of maybe a little injured me because again like promos like that can instantly help me get to understand some people's characters more and get to know them for sure. And Ligero was one for the longest time I just wasn't quite understanding, but that happened. So I'm wondering now eventually Ligero will unmask. We'll have to wait and see. But that was a nice video package there. We had this promo with Trent Seven. Trent Seven is out on his own in this ring on a microphone talking about he usually doesn't speak alone. Tyler Bate was hospitalized and injured, but Seven is here and he's always been. He was this and he knows that he said this was built on British strong style. Seven said Imperium claimed the mat was sacred, but this is our mat. He cut the head off the snake and was coming for Walter, and and it would be for Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, and the Trent 7 Army. He got very intense, screaming how this will be for us, basically. Again, kind of, hey, I like this promo again. Yeah, Trent Seven's had some singles matches, on his own. But, obviously, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne have been like the bigger names so far with the build of British Strong. So, like, this is just another reason to show how underrated for sure Trent Seven is. I became an even bigger Trent Seven fan still last summer. Actually, probably about a year ago tomorrow, I think the date was, in that tag match against the Undisputed Era on that episode of NXT where Seven fought through that knee injury and Tyler Bate throwing a towel. That match there made me an even bigger fan of Trent Seven. And hearing him cut promos like heartfelt promos like this, it sounds great as well. So as he's obviously out there, doing this, for British Strong Styles, he doesn't care about the title or anything. He just wants to pick a fight. I'm sorry. In the words of Aleister Black and Cesaro, he wants to pick a fight with Walter, if you know what I mean. So I guess we're going to be getting that match sometime soon. So we'll see what happens with that. And then we also have a backstage promo with Mark Andrews. Calls out Cassius Ohno, saying how Ohno had been one of his heroes. But, of course, recently, Ohno has been, saying crap about Mark Andrews and targeting him next, basically. So next week's main event will be a match with Mark Andrews and Cassius Ohno. So we'll see what goes down with that match as well. And then we got our main event. It was Gallus, of course, Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang taking on the team of Dave Mastiff and The Hunt, Primate and Wild Boar. Match between 6 guys with beards and beards and your bigger men, whatnot. This was a very great big man match, I thought, with a 6-man tag match. They were they were going all over the place. Bodies were flying everywhere. A lot of agility was being shown off and strength by all these guys. It was something that you don't get to see. It's just something different you see out of a bunch of big man people, or in just a slow-mo, boring, push, blah, like guys who, bigger men who not, as good as like, Keith Lee or Dominic Dijakovic, some bigger men who move like cruiserweights, I gotta say. Talk about some spots in the match. Of course, at the beginning of the match, all 6 guys were brawling. Gallus were beaten to ringside. Wild Boar came roughshod Mark Coffey when he came in for the hot tag and tagged Wolfgang. Boar was the face in peril while he got heated up. Mastiff beat up Gallus on his own, including hitting a big German suplex on Mark and an overhead suplex on Joe, which was a nice combination there. He also hit a Finley roll onto Wolfgang. I'm sorry, he was holding Mark Coffey when he hit a Finley roll onto Wolfgang, but then Joe turned things around for a bit, but Mastiff took over, hitting somersaults sentons onto Mark in the corner as the Hunt hit stereo dives on the outside. There was a spot in the match though where I think someone was tagged in, but sorry, I got a notification. I got distracted for a second, but lost my train of thought here. There was a point in the match though where the referee didn't see one member from the Hunt tag in, so that the tag was not declared anything. So there's some nice action there. Primate hit a top rope splash onto Joe, but he wasn't the legal man. That wasn't seen. But then Wolfgang rolled Boar back inside, and Joe hit his rolling lariat for the win as Gallus gets the victory over Mastiff and the Hunt. So I was a little surprised. Thought maybe they give the victory to them, but to me, it's looking like this is one of my matches. They're probably setting up some type of a match between Dave Mastiff and Joe Coffey for Takeover Cardiff. So I guess a win here for Gallus to get that momentum, I guess, was kind of necessary. So I guess it's all right with me. Let's see here. That's going to be it, though, for this UK review. In the live chat, Towers says the B+ player storyline. I don't think AJ Styles to me at this point was too good. He's already had this championship runs. I don't think AJ Styles was in need of a B+ player storyline. Really, I don't think it would have really worked for him. Just my opinion, though. It pissed me off that AJ lost to Bryan over and over and over. I mean, eventually he did have to pass down to someone. I did think Daniel Bryan did have a good run as champion, and it was a great heel to put over Kofi Kingston. But again, it's your opinion, man. But that's gonna be it for my live review of NXT UK. Of course, next will be my NXT live review, and then my Extreme Rules preview predictions. Of course, I'll give NXT UK this week a B+. Another pretty good show, I gotta say. I liked what I saw from the women. The promos backstage, the Trent 7 promo. The opening match with Dragonoff and Ashton Smith I liked, and I also liked the main event between Gallus versus Mastiff and The Hunt. So, guys, what are your thoughts on NXT UK for this week? Thoughts down in the comment section below. But there's always a slap a like on the video, subscribe or comment on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Demand93, and check out my WrestleMania Experience documentary found in the description box down below. And I'll see you guys in just a few minutes for my NXT live review. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your night, and peace out, everybody.